Hey, guys. I'm so tired.
Hi, Sleepy Obadiah.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, we're after the Easter holiday, and this is where everybody's coming down.
I spent a lot of time this weekend doing stuff. Now I'm tired. But you know what? That's all you're going to hear about it, because today's podcast, I really hold it together for the cameras.
You do, for the radio.
If you want to know the truth, isn't that all that really matters? Just putting on a good front?
Yeah, that's why sometimes I think of us as like clowns and really we're crying behind the makeup. But to you guys, everything is fine.
No big deal. Is it dark in here?
No, it's just the souls.
Okay. So, hey, here's the stuff we do talk some Easter candy. We talk about Avengers Ziploc bags, the kind of chairs we need in the studio.
You really talk about the Avengers Ziploc bag. That struck a chord.
It does strike a chord. All right. How long can you keep a hard-boiled egg? That strikes a chord.
It does.
With somebody else.
We're still going. So far, not sick, but you'll find out the details.
Hallmark, zombie dolls, Karate Kid, Mortal Kombat. And we have a special guest on today's show.
So last week in the podcast, we talked about randomly, I don't even remember how it came up, but there's this series of books called Warriors, like it's a warrior cat book, and there's like 200 of them. They've been around for a really long time. They have a bunch of authors, but they all go under this one author's name. And we had never heard a single thing about this book in our whole entire life. Ever. And people are coming out of the cat tower telling us, like, tons of people have read these things, and they're like, how have you not read them when you were a teenager? But we never did. And again, it's called Warriors, and Zach's sister came in to bring us the first two books of the series.
She brought us the books and told us all about it.
So we talk about the book.
Fantastic. So you guys enjoy the podcast today. Thank you for listening. And have a great whatever.
Don't forget, you can always text us, 877-2-RADIO-U. Depending on when you text us, we might not be in the studio, but just put you're a podcast listener, and we'll see it when we get in.
It is the Riot.
You'd think that after all these years of hearing me make fun of the Riot, people would have stopped listening by now. Maybe it's one of those can't stop staring at a train wreck situations. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Back from an action-packed, internationally star-studded Easter weekend.
Was I? Was that it?
Oh, I was talking about me.
Oh, for you. Happy day after Easter, everybody.
What did you do?
That was not it. It was not action-packed.
You know what I discovered this weekend is that if you would come at me and said, tell me your favorite Easter candy now.
With that passion, or...
No, Nikki, some people are serious about their Easter candy.
Sure.
And if you had come at me in that manner, or if you had just asked, I probably would have led with Cadbury Cream Egg.
Swear to me.
Swear to me.
Is that your favorite?
Or maybe a...
you like the Reese eggs?
Well, okay. That's what I wanted to talk about. I like the Robin eggs, which are just the malted...
Candy
like
shell.
A Whopper with a candy shell. But someone purchased for me a far too small carton of Reese eggs that are they're actually Reese Pieces eggs.
Okay,
Reese's,
it's not the flat Reese's, like peanut butter cup ones.
These look like an M&M.
Oh, they're small like that.
Yes.
Oh, so you haven't had those before.
I don't think I have. And I can tell you right now, they came in this little yellow carton, like I was a child that could only eat a handful
of candy.
And they were mind-blowing.
Uh-oh.
I'm talking about Easter paradigm destroying. Your whole life, you've been eating this one candy and thought it was your favorite, and you're like, listen, you can't introduce anything new to me. I've seen it all. They got something new.
So wait, is it basically a glorified Reese's Pieces, but like bigger, like an egg shape, or?
I guess.
Is there meth in it, or what makes it so special?
Okay, I don't know. 1. 2, I don't want to know. 3, if you, I think it may be the most calorie-dense food I've ever eaten in my life.
Peanut butter.
Okay.
It's peanut butter.
I looked at the little carton on the side. This little carton, which is what? Maybe 8 ounces. I don't know. I mean, it's just tiny.
Half a serving. It's not even a full serving.
In this little carton.
Yeah.
3.5 servings.
Whoa! What? It's like when they're like, you may have 2 almonds, and that's 400 calories.
I was like, I looked at it, I was like,
you're not supposed to look at it.
3.5 servings.
It's a holiday food. It is not real.
I know.
Don't look at that stuff.
But it was just funny because it was just one of those things where I'm like, guys, I get it. I do.
They're using real butter.
But let's just own it, okay? Nobody's sitting down. Now, granted, I didn't eat it in one sitting. Sure. I think it was probably 2, maybe even 3 visits to the little carton because it's so rich. But at the same time, the idea that, like, this is not 3 servings.
Sure.
Stop it.
Well, Brandon just texted and said, what if, and stay with me on this, it is so good because you didn't overindulge yourself and eat a gallon-sized container of them.
What is this?
So maybe,
what is this?
Maybe because it is such a small serving of it, that's why it was better. You savored it.
Stop. You're the people who are like, yeah, you just eat a little.
You're the ones that are keeping Pop-Tarts to 2 servings in one thing.
That's
okay?
Right.
That's why we have this.
Though, surprisingly enough, it was Saturday morning, I did eat 1 Pop-Tart. Not because I was trying to prove some point. Oh, yeah, maybe that's it.
Because you're having so much Easter candy.
You know what? Why don't we just stop talking right now? And I'll tell you, you know what? Screw it. You know what I figured out?
What'd you bring?
Do you know you can go to McDonald's on the way back from the gym? It's right on the way. So
you're just
Come on.
All good to go,
Come
right?
on. I feel good about it.
Let's start the week.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to Fire Obadiah at RadioU.com.
You know, the Avengers is out on Friday.
That's this week.
I'm taking the day off.
You are.
I am.
That's right. You are.
I am. And
I didn't know if it was Avengers Day or is it like it's a me day and that involves Avengers?
It is a me day that involves Avengers. I know many of you, your entire last 4 months of life have revolved around the Avengers. I just happen to be going on the same day.
Gotcha.
I got my tickets. It's reserved seating. I don't need to show up early and wait in line.
No need to rush.
In fact, I might show up late just so I don't have to watch the truck commercial. Is it a Chevy? It's a Ford. Well, let's check in and see what J.D. Power and Associates have to say about it.
Hey, don't spoil the commercials, okay?
Oh, man. So here's what I'm looking at. You know, with the Avengers coming out, everything's got Avengers on it. And
like all the merchandise and the ads and stuff?
Yeah. And here's where I don't know if I want to say depressed as much as it is disappointed. And that is, I'm looking here at these Avengers branded Ziploc bags.
Wow, there's money in there. That's a money market.
And here's what I know is, and this is the part that makes me sad, is there's somebody out there who's going to the grocery store that's buying 2 of every Ziploc container so they have every hero twice.
For the baggies?
Yeah. Now,
I don't know. For some of this merchandise, I think the marketing's just there, but I don't know if it brings people specifically to that one. It's just if you needed a Ziploc thing, you just happened to get the Avengers one.
No, it makes sense to me because, you know, your Avengers, they're targeting kids. And what do you do?
Like lunches and stuff?
Yep. You pack your lunch. Your mom's got to get that. And every day you see Iron Man on the Ziploc bag, you get a little more excited. Here's the thing that bums me out, though, is, how many hours do we have to talk about what a bummer it really is?
I know that we have some, but it's not many.
Okay. The idea, you've never really been a part of this culture, Nikki. I've lived there. I know what it's like to collect things like Pepsi cans.
And I also never packed a lot, so it just is a different. I pack now more than I did when I was in school.
So I know right now that there are people of a certain
little army,
certain persuasion that are out there like, I'm collecting all the Ziploc boxes, and you can see them in my curio cabinet.
Do you think so?
Yes,
or do you think it's a mom being like, Timmy will like this? He loves the Avenger people, and then she's buying it.
You and I are still on opposite but parallel tracks. Both of these are true.
Yeah.
They're both true. Mommy's buying for Jimmy, and there's 45-year-old Jimmy that's like, we got to have them all. My mom's not here to get them for me, but I got to have them all.
No, what's worse is you're like that old and you're asking your mom to get them for you.
Also
like, hey,
a
will you pick them
possibility.
up for me?
Also a possibility. Now, all of that being said, there's one last thing. If these Ziploc bags, if the bags themselves had like an Avengers logo or something on it, I'd buy them to put my sandwich in there. Because then every time you get your sandwich out, you're like, before I defeat Thanos, I've got to have all my energy.
Are you saying there's nothing on the bag? It's just the box is branded?
Just the box.
No, there must be something. Are you looking at it the right way? What's the odds and the
Or
other?
am I supposed to tilt my laptop that I can see it?
Your eyes are not open to it. There's something there.
It's not on the bags.
It has to be. That's a lie
it's
then.
Not. It's just on the boxes.
Just the box.
This is the thing. That's how they brand all this stuff now. You don't get a specialty item. It's the same old crap in a new box.
Well, there's
Feels
a
like
life lesson here. That's what it is. We're getting a life lesson.
Crap in a
and
different
it's hard.
box.
It's hard, but that's what we're getting.
It is a nice box, though.
And that's a warning bell.
See?
Warning bells are ringing.
What are you doing after the show? You
Want to go to the grocery store?
I want 2 of each.
Like, I've never been down that aisle.
You've never bought a Ziploc bag?
Oh, I'm sure I have, but I mean, we're not going down that aisle often.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor, that aisle, and we don't want to go down that aisle.
Not ready for that.
We're just going to buy things from the ends of the aisle. That's where they pack all the healthy food.
Someone listening maybe during this, but on our podcast, is at the store like, I got to catch up with Worst of Riot. I need Ziploc bags. And then you hear this and you're putting them back because you're embarrassed.
Put them back.
Some have said that if you just keep listening to The Riot, you'll learn to love them. Has that really worked for anybody yet? Has anyone tested that? It's The Riot on RadioU.
I finally found the thing that I feel like is going to take us next level. I don't know if you guys have noticed, The Riot's just been kind of stagnant for the last several years. You know, can't seem to push past the barrier. And
Did we hit the wall?
Yeah, I blame the chairs that we sit in. I feel like if you and I had just the right chair to sit in, it would finally allow us to relax enough to let the real us come out. Because this whole thing, this has been a real big, we were suppressing ourselves. Suppressing and repressing.
Well, I don't want more to come out because I don't think that's allowed. I think this is the level we're allowed to show.
Nikki,
and I don't know if chairs will help that, because if we relax too much more, I think we'll give even less than what we give.
Nikki, we need the Titan chair.
What's the Titan chair?
It's from Osaki. The Osaki EC555.
Is it from Attack on the Titans?
No, it offers a full body massage.
Ooh. How much are these?
Well, I don't know what they normally are, which is why, but I mean, I can get them.
Is it Secret Lab Titan or just Titan?
I don't know
about. Are these gaming chairs?
No.
Okay, no, they're not.
I don't know what it normally costs, but today I can get you one with free shipping for $855.
I'm looking at it. The comfort massages.
Doesn't it look great? And can it be a recliner? Does it do that?
Yeah, it pushes you up if you've been in one. So you can't have a massage like that just sitting up straight. You got to lay back.
Well, that's great, because what I would like to do is to do the show in a reclined position while getting a massage.
I don't think we're allowed to.
Why?
I don't think the mics could ever reach you at that position.
Oh, we get a new mic arm. It's no big deal.
Mic arms only go so far out, like past the equipment. So
what if
the farther back
we'll do
you
it
get,
sideways.
No, I think you would need to get extensions.
Fine.
Add 5 or 6 more arms to it.
What if I got a better idea than even that. What if we just hired someone and their job was to stand there and hold the mic near my mouth?
Kind of like when you watch them film a movie. It's like the one overhead that sometimes pops in the shot.
That's exactly that.
You can do that.
Here's what we got. It offers zero gravity reclining. I don't know what that is, but I need it.
That means you're up.
Okay. Heat on your lower back. An S-track roller massage to follow the curvature of your spine.
You were talking about how you need that the other week.
A easy-to-use LCD remote. Well, that's lovely. This thing of... Oh, I said S-track. We've got that already. But
is that all that it offers?
6 manual massage modes, 6 preset programs, and it comes in 3 different colors. Aquamarine. What is that?
It's like a green blue.
But it when you look at the color, I wouldn't call this color aquamarine.
But maybe in real life.
Maybe they do, but whatever. So yeah, okay. I feel like that's what we need. That's going to take the Riot next level.
Sure. Why don't we just get like a lazy boy recliner thing?
Yeah, but the lazy boy is not going to...
Not the massage.
It is the Riot.
If you shake it will. We can do that on our own.
8772 Radio U.
You have to build up with budget-wise, so we might not be able to afford those yet, but we can step up to something different if you want.
We get people used to the sound of it, and then eventually...
You guys are totally fine with us having that.
Yeah,
well,
no big deal.
I'm going to put that on the future Riot list.
All right. Listen, don't run it past management. We just do it. Forgiveness, not permission.
Apologize later.
Yeah.
It's the
radio equivalent of going to McDonald's and ordering a fish fillet. Hey, that's one of my favorite things from Mickey D's. The worst of the riot on RadioU.
I don't want to go getting too profane about it, but you know what? Do you guys know that today is technically a quote-unquote a holiday?
So it's a bank holiday.
It's Easter Monday. So, like, banks are closed. Depending on your state, a lot of state governments are closed.
Yeah,
city governments.
They do that for anything. Because the holiday fell on a Sunday.
Okay.
Then that means they couldn't possibly not have a day associated with it. So that's what today is. I'm surprised it wasn't Friday and today.
Well, then how come we don't get today off?
Because we're not a bank.
Well, you know what? We could be.
We have this window to the side you guys could pull right on through.
It's
a bank where you only deposit
I was going to say,
money.
we only take deposits, but we are still a bank.
And we promise we'll take good care of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to. Yes, I do. I want to whine about it. I want to get all whiny.
Because you want the day off with it, too.
That's right.
Yes.
Vicky, I want to live a life of days off. That's all I want.
Just a life of leisure.
Yes. Just like that. That's what you're talking about.
Well, I'm afraid this holiday does not pertain to you.
It's fine. I'm taking Friday off, so how's that, bank?
Yeah, you really taught him, didn't you?
Showing you. Woo! And the bank's like, oh, we have Friday off, too. Why? We don't even know.
It just happens that way.
But somebody pull the calendar and figure out a reason why no one's working Friday.
They just pick the days you do get off, too, so that you can't be too jealous.
It is funny, though. I know. Okay, I'm in my car this morning driving in. Now, Nikki and I drive in really early, but I will say I noticed like the road was even more empty than usual. And I was like, man, it's weird. Got to the gym, empty. Like so few people.
No, I think that's post-holiday. You eat a lot on Easter, so I think people are not doing much. Like they're sleeping in.
It could be. There was just not a lot of people in there. And so whatever, get in there. And then I get here and I suddenly remember, oh, right.
The bank. So do we get mail today or do they?
I don't think so.
No mail?
I don't think so. I think the post office is closed today.
I don't get good mail anyway, so
yeah,
it's no. I also don't go to the bank, so really, this does not actually affect us.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
Have you been paying attention? It makes me angry.
It does. Okay, so that affects
That's
us.
How it affects me.
That is, you're right.
It affects me that other people are getting the day off, and what are we doing? Working, slaving away in this studio, sitting in this chair that doesn't even massage me. It's ridiculous.
How are you even?
I can't. It's impossible to can.
Does anybody work at a bank? Like, do you
Nikki,
get paid full time?
No,
or do you get a calendar of like all the days off you get? Or do you get not paid that day? It's just like a weekend or something?
You get a calendar of the days you actually work because it's smaller. Yeah.
Okay.
And two, they're not awake right now.
Because it's a bank holiday.
You're talking to nobody.
Well, I didn't know if one of them accidentally got up early because they forgot to turn off their alarm.
No, they don't have
And they wake up to us and they're like, oh, no, we don't have to get up today.
I don't think that's what it is.
All right. Well, I was curious.
I don't think people accidentally wake up ever. I don't think that's a thing.
It's a thing. I'm sorry you had to go to work today.
Me too.
I apologize.
There are a lot of reasons to listen to The Riot every morning. For example, give me a minute. There's got to be at least one. It's The Riot on RadioU.
I want to say hey to Keith. He texted us this morning at 877-2-RADIO-U.
Keith is working.
He says, post office totally open today. I'm dropping off the mail at my local post office as we speak.
It's not a euphemism. Just don't even go there.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
He's just texting to let us know it's open.
Hey,
you don't have to make it that way.
Hey, guys, I'll be back. I've got to drop off the mail.
See, that works too, though, doesn't it? Sounds like it.
I got to hit the post office and drop off the mail. What?
Stop.
Do you know?
Stop.
I want to tell you something right now.
What?
When I was in 5th grade, my mom got called in for a parent-teacher conference. And do you know what it was about?
Because you made things inappropriate?
Yes. It was because every single thing that got said, I would laugh about it.
Because at that time, you were just learning about your humor. You know, it was developing. It was just understanding it.
In my mind, every time somebody said anything, even if I didn't say it out loud, it was like, is that a euphemism?
I could see them getting frustrated.
It's bad.
Perhaps I should contact your teacher of past. Be like, how did she deal with it?
Mrs. Hodges.
Was that her name?
Yeah, 5th grade teacher. She's great, but I mean, there was a phone call and a conference.
Yeah, we all have those.
And
eventually,
my mom came home and she wasn't happy.
Had a talk.
I think we had a talk, and I think it might have escalated. Might have escalated. I'm
not saying how it escalated, but it did.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Also want to say hi to Katie. She is saying that there are several schools that are on spring break because of Easter. So for some people,
they
spring
take that
break, they
after?
waited all the way until Easter to do spring break. Jason, he texted in. He says he works for a bank, but not a branch. So he's on his way to work. If the branches are closed, I'll be a bit salty.
What does that mean? He works for a bank, but not a branch.
Well, I suppose the
he's
mothership.
in banking. I got you, but he's not like at a bank.
Like the markets aren't closed.
I see. That makes sense.
But maybe the branches are.
Sorry, Jason.
So, and then Jared says we should all just retire. That works for me, except I have no money. So that's what's keeping you.
One way or the other. You can't have it both, can you?
It's that thing where
we don't plan that way to where we could.
I want to.
We can't retire and have money. We should have planned a long time ago. Back when you were in 5th grade.
Yeah,
that's when you should have been
supposed to start investing.
you were supposed to start to plan then.
And instead, I was like, investing? Is that a euphemism?
It's a full circle.
They're like, no, make a deposit.
Get your mom in here.
Is that a euphemism? No.
Get your mother in here.
It pays interest. You don't know what that's about.
See? Just can't stop, can you? Can't stop.
Yeah, it's not very good. Oh, Zach says let's just join a commune. Oh, yeah. I'd fit right in there, wouldn't I?
We're usually the weird ones out of the group. And so I wouldn't know what it'd be like. And not saying not saying that's weird, but it's just different from what we do.
I had a friend of mine right after he graduated from college. He
joined?
Yeah, he did communal living. And it wasn't like he went off somewhere. It with several people that he went to school with and whatever. And I want you to know, every single thing that you think can go wrong with communal living, he experienced all of it, including a couple of people that refused to get jobs. And so the rest of them ended up working hard and saving money and just paying for people to live. Yeah. And so that's what I want. I want to be that guy that that doesn't get a job. And I'm like, sorry, communal living.
We could join a commune and be like, How bad would it be if you just kept saying, but I need my privacy. I just need my space.
Yeah.
And see if they respect that.
They had a joint bank account.
No, that you put money in? Oh, I could never live like that.
Everybody put all their money into a joint bank account. I don't remember. I visited the house where they did it, and it was
just a frat.
Yeah, but adults kind of. I don't know.
Want to know what the Riot is doing right now? Follow them on Instagram and Twitter at riot.radiou.com. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I'm getting worried about you, all right?
Why?
Because
it was a simple question, and it was more just in case something happens to me, I want there to be
somebody knows what happened.
When the doctors come and they're like, oh my gosh, what's the matter? And you could say, this is what happened.
Okay, so Nikki is over there eating hard-boiled eggs.
I eat eggs for breakfast, but because I'm on the go, I'm a woman on the go.
Yeah.
I don't have time at 3:30 in the morning to make scrambled eggs or something. So I usually just bring a couple hard-boiled eggs.
Why don't you scramble your eggs at night, put them in a container, and then bring them in and microwave them?
I could do that, yeah.
Why don't you do more work?
You just had a little head thing with that.
Why don't you work harder, Nikki?
Why can't you do more than what you're doing?
Do more, work harder. It will save you.
I'm really trying. But yeah, I brought in my hard-boiled eggs and my tomatoes for breakfast.
Yeah, I admire you eating hard-boiled eggs for breakfast because while I do like scrambled eggs, I hate hard-boiled eggs.
It's a necessary evil at the moment.
I don't know what it is, but Nikki, ask them or tell them what you told me.
Okay, so I didn't have a lot of time this weekend, and despite it being Easter, and that's the time when you do egg things, I didn't have time to make a new batch of hard-boiled eggs, and this was one that I should have eaten last week, so it's probably about 8 days old from when I made them. I use my Instapot, and I make hard-boiled eggs in there. I'm a little worried that has it been too long, and are they bad by now?
Well, and wait, say it for me again. How long has it been?
I mean, enough to where I've forgotten the day, but I would say, 7, 8, 9 days now. 9 days, I think.
Okay, here's what I got for you, Nikki.
I think I have a couple of weeks for hard-boiled eggs, don't you? Don't you?
Do you want to know what I've learned? Or do you just want to...
Is it a couple of days?
Well, it's longer than that.
Okay, what is it? How many days do I have?
They say 7 days.
Oh, I'm on the line.
You are.
I'm practically the line.
Yeah.
I should be fine.
You know, it's been, what did you say, like 10 or 11?
No, I
Maybe
think I'd
12?
say 8 or 9
13.
days, which is practically 7, and is practically Christmas. And I'm not going to get sick at all.
I feel great about it. You're going to be fine. You should go ahead and eat the other one.
If I heat it up, does it kill any bacteria if I put it in the microwave?
I don't think it does.
Can I heat a hard-boiled egg? Can I do
Somebody
that?
probably does that, right?
I bet you could.
I mean, if you ate a hard-boiled egg fresh, it would be warm? Do people do that?
No, I guess you're supposed to stop till it, cool it down so it stops the cooking.
What?
When you make hard-boiled eggs, you put it in ice, with water, to stop the cooking.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Otherwise, it overcooks.
Yep, don't want it.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to eat them, and I just want you guys to know I love you all. And if
It's
this
been
is
a
the
real
time,
privilege.
This is the time that, I die by my breakfast, then that's the time.
She's eating these hard-boiled eggs to get healthier.
And it ends up killing you in the end.
Yeah, that is
that
actual
or it's the
irony.
tomato that takes me out, one or the other.
It's not going to be the tomato. What did a tomato ever do to you?
How does Nikki put up with Obadiah day after day? It's easy. We pay her. RadioU.
Look, I don't know about kid stuff, okay? Whatever I did as a kid, that's all I got for you. But this blows my freaking mind. I love it. Nikki, you know what redshirting is in sports, right?
A player leaves or something, or
they
join in their sit out for the season.
Right. They sit out a year, so they save their year of eligibility.
Yeah.
So if you redshirt, that means you still, I think you still do team stuff.
But you can't play.
You can't play. And so this blows my mind. Apparently in kindergarten, redshirting is a thing. That's what they call it. So
you sit out kindergarten?
Well, you go to kindergarten, instead of at age 5, you go to kindergarten at age 6.
Yeah.
And so what this does is that it basically gives you an edge. It makes you the oldest among your peers.
Oh.
And so as you go through school, you're going to be older and just a little bit more mature as you're developing. And they say that also gives you a huge advantage in sports.
Really?
Because
then
you'll
be older and stronger, probably.
You'll be a freshman in a sophomore's body or a senior in a freshman's body when it comes to et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
so
that's an interesting thing.
Apparently, it's enough of a thing that in Illinois, they're trying to pass a law to prevent it.
You must believe in the sporting ability of your child enough early on to do that. If you're pushing them to start school late so that they can be better athletes.
It's wild. I mean, that's planning. That's way out ahead.
That
right?
is for sure.
So that's the idea, is that they will quote unquote redshirt. But this law they want to pass in Illinois would make that illegal. Basically, your kid has to go to kindergarten by age 5.
Well, I think it depends on when when your birthday is as well for some of it. So you could totally be a little bit older, but it's not because of planned. It's just when your birthday was.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
See, I had all the disadvantages. I was 5 days or 6 days from the cutoff.
Oh, you were? But you were still before, so you had to go?
My mom, they actually said, they're like, if you want, you could just hold him back and he can go next year, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, nah, go ahead. So
you went early.
Yeah,
or on time.
That is something that I've actually thought back on, is that I was, in some cases, a year or even 2 years younger than some of my classmates. And I think sometimes that's why I was so immature. At the time, I just thought, you're so immature. You need to grow up.
When really, it wasn't your fault.
Or I was just, I was actually just a year younger, and that's why. So, like, everybody likes girls, and I'm like, Play-Doh!
You're like, what's this?
We're having fun!
Hey!
And it was just
different.
I was a year behind everybody. They were maturing so fast, and I was just a child. And I want to say that seems to be carrying across my life. I look around, and my peers are all growing up, and I'm just like...
Here I am.
Shiny objects!
Still playing games, and that's all.
Well, at least I drank coffee. That's something.
Well, that makes you a grown-up.
Look how grown-up I am. My mom was wrong. The teachers were wrong.
With the
I'm
fact
mature.
of how much coffee we are drinking, does make it seem like we can't handle it, and we are kids.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
Sorry, Nikki, I was texting. I didn't have time for whatever this
The
is.
show, that's okay.
You know,
we're just here to be here for whenever you're available.
A little more focused on something else here. Okay, something happened this weekend where every once in a while, a brand, a person, or something crosses a line. Like they're in their lane.
Yeah.
And they're doing great. They're doing great. It's fine. It's whatever. But then they're like, nah. We're going big. We're going big. I'm talking about Hallmark. Hallmark makes approximately 300,000 Christmas movies a year. That's just what they do. Like
they're all very much a formula, and you just interchange certain aspects, certain holidays, certain small towns and dramas. But yes, I mean, they do a lot of Christmas stuff.
Well, Nikki, you just said it right there. You interchange, and you actually said the word holidays.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what holiday did we just have?
They had an Easter movie.
They had an Easter movie.
They did, and I was like, oh, maybe I want to watch it. Because I switched TV things, and I went from Sling to another one, and now I have Hallmark Channel.
It was called Easter Under Wraps.
Yeah, it was about a chocolate company.
All right, well, here we go. Erin goes undercover in order to save her family's beloved chocolate plant. Gosh.
Factory.
Chocolate bunnies, anyone? She meets a man named Brian who has ideas to help her family with new ideas to save the chocolate shop and its products. And it blah, blah, blah.
Goes on from there.
Mm-hmm. Easter Under Wraps, a Hallmark Easter movie.
I'm ashamed, but I love stuff like that. Ashamed.
I am sure.
Which is why Netflix, I wish, could just branch out a little bit more in that area, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, now I can watch it there.
Yeah, and then I see that some of the other movies that'll be out this month. Flip That Romance, Love to the Rescue.
Don't read them out loud. It's embarrassing.
And A Brush with Love.
Okay. Don't read them out loud.
What?
Don't.
Hallmark Easter movies? Come on!
It's a holiday, and
Come
what do you do on
on.
a holiday? Sometimes you're with your family and your
You go
friends, and you want to
home.
watch a movie. You got candy, you're sad, you can eat the candy.
Listen, no offense, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't want...
Anything to do with that?
No.
I didn't think you would.
So, like, when you're together with family, I'm not thinking let's all get together and watch a Hallmark Easter movie.
You're not the target, so...
Well,
They don't care.
Let me tell you this right now. I want you to know that I have a neighbor who is like the manliest of men.
Yeah.
Seriously. He's more manly than anybody you'll ever meet. He loves Hallmark movies.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. His wife's like, yeah, and he always cries at the end.
Aww.
So, I don't know.
Well, I didn't watch it last night.
And I'm not making that up.
but
That's real.
I might watch it this week.
Man, it's on demand. Nikki's at home eating a chocolate bunny, crying like, I want to save the chocolate shop.
Look at him. He's come to help her. But she doesn't need the help. But if he's there to help, that's fine. But she doesn't need him.
You can still be a strong woman and accept help.
I need chocolate.
The Riot's future? 2 words. Goat Farm. Radio U.
Here at the show, Nikki and I get an opportunity to see some things that you probably don't see. Now, it's not because we're special, because, I mean, you could find this stuff online as well.
We just have to look at a lot more stuff online each morning to filter out what we send to you guys.
Mm-hmm. So, Nikki, as you'll recall, one of our favorite stories probably of the last year was the woman who married the doll, the zombie doll.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay, now we want to be respectful, but I don't understand some things. And it's okay to not understand some things and say that you don't, and you're not judging and you're not being mean. But this lady, I did not understand her at all.
Yeah.
She had a doll. It was like a little zombie doll. And you're like, what's that? I know. I just can't explain it any more than saying it was a doll that was a zombie version of like I don't even know if it was a kid.
4-year-old? Like,
I don't know.
It's like a little. And okay, the thing about it is you're just like, you just imagined like a Barbie doll or whatever.
No.
Like when it's one of those things where you're just like, guys, it's too real.
You could carry it around.
Like,
it was different. And so she had a wedding where she was going to marry the doll.
And she did.
And we
just to
watched
be clear, that's not one of those like legally recognized marriages. It's not one of those.
I don't care what state you're in. That's not any state. I know, like we have some iffy states, like where it's like, what's that? But no, we're not allowed to.
No.
And it was just very lots of warning signs, lots of concern.
Yeah. So one of the things that has come out now is that
They get divorced.
No,
Everyone's getting divorced. Everyone.
Everybody does.
Why can't mom and dad stay together?
No, she just says that she wants to be really clear. She's really upset that a lot of people think that she is married to a child zombie doll.
It's just child size.
It's child size, but it's an adult zombie. So it's like they're adults.
Is that where she's drawing the line?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Well, Nikki, when you become a zombie, I think you stop aging. So he may become a zombie, but like, he's matured a lot in the last.
It is weird. It is hard. And we all like in families and there's the person and the stuff and we don't understand, but I do not understand that story.
I wonder, like we all have odd proclivities.
Yeah.
Like this woman's is she fell in love with a zombie doll. Like, what is it in my life that if somebody came in from the outside, they would just be like, you know what, this is ridiculous.
I would accept it more if it was just the doll, but it's the zombie doll.
Yeah, the zombie part makes it harder.
It's a whole other onion layer that we've taken out, and it all is weird.
Rotting flesh zombie layer.
It's actually just a lot to talk about that story. It's a lot. We're trying to be respectful, but it's a lot.
If you think it's a lot to talk about, you should see some of the photos.
Don't look it up, guys. Don't look it up.
Don't do it.
I don't want anybody like, don't even look it up at all.
You'll be so much happier not knowing.
But they're still together? Is that something? I mean, how does one divorce a zombie doll when not legally married, I guess, in the first place?
Well, I think you have to destroy the brain. Isn't that a thing?
Oh, my gosh. You throw it in the fire.
Maybe.
Oh,
as long as it gets the brain, right?
All right. Well.
Yep.
Moving on.
I feel uncomfortable.
You guys haven't even seen the pictures.
Anybody else?
But I should not have watched. I watched the wedding video. Like, what does that make me? I watched that when we talked about it.
It was on Hallmark.
It was weird.
Once again, there just wasn't enough material for Best of the Riot. Actually, there wasn't any Best of the Riot at all. None. Zero. Look, it's all bad. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not bad. It's the worst. Radio U.
I feel like I'm in a dangerous place right now. You're like, you mean like work? Or are you on the edge of a building?
He's fine. He's safe here.
No, yeah. Well, I just feel like, how sometimes you got $20 and you're just ready to buy something?
You have money?
Yeah.
You want to spend it?
Yeah. So it's like, do you get the Karate Kid in 4K?
Keep my eyes in. Keep my eyes in. Don't roll them.
You really did just roll your eye.
I am supporting you in whatever you want to do.
That was not.
Oh, my eyes.
That was not a joke.
Why would you buy Karate Kid in 4K? Why?
Nikki, do you know what they're saying?
What?
They're saying that Sony's catalog division has done an unbelievable job in restoring it.
But why would you want to?
And with a new Dolby Atmos soundtrack.
Don't you have it in other formats as well? I know you do.
How do you know?
I know you have it.
What? You don't know?
I do know.
You don't know.
I know your collection. You must have it. I bet you have it on DVD and Blu-ray.
I don't.
And digital.
Nope.
Because you bought the one and it had all 3 discs in it.
Nope, it didn't. You're wrong.
So what do you have?
What does it matter to you?
Because it is now a thing. We're having a dialogue about it.
Okay, I have it on Blu-ray.
So don't you feel like that's still good enough? You don't need it on 4K? This is where we're drawing the line.
No, we're not.
Yes, it is.
I'm drawing an 8K line, I think.
When it's time to get 8K,
Yeah.
then I want someone to save this conversation for when the Karate Kid in 8K comes out,
Yeah,
and we're
it's
still
sad.
hosting this show.
It's sad.
I
You know what?
want us to know and remember this.
It was like that time I told Eric, I was like, I don't really care about 4K. And he was like, yeah, till Wrath of Khan's out in 4K. And I was like, oh, man, I hate you.
Because
I
it's
just hate you.
true.
Because you're right.
All right, so you want to get the Karate Kid, and so you're debating how much is it in 4K?
Only
Only?
$20.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. If you want to, then we're here to support you.
All right, there's that now, but let's not forget that tomorrow Alien and I already paid for that. That was Christmas money. I paid for that
pre-ordered
4
it?
months ago.
And
yeah.
that's also in 4K?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
And they're saying that the restoration is unbelievable.
I bet of all the aliens.
Like, there's only
Oh,
one.
is there only one?
If you want to talk about rolling your eye, you should have just seen me.
I'd assume there'd be more than one.
No,
How can you only have one alien?
Because Aliens.
What about Daddy Mommy
is
Alien?
the sequel. It's queen alien that lays eggs, but we don't see her till the second movie.
Okay.
So,
Spoilers.
yep.
Well, what to do when you have money?
Yeah, like rumor is, Nikki, that the 4K Blu-ray is a dying format. And that...
Which is why they should be cheaper than the $20 on sale that they currently are.
You're probably right. But I'd like to think it's going to keep going, and they're going to keep making nice restorations of these movies, even though they're probably not.
In a dying format.
Because it's... yeah, I hear you. But I will say, Nikki, for someone, and again, I just want to point this out, for someone that throws stones at me for watching Karate Kid... Which one of us has seen the first season of Cobra Kai?
From the YouTube thing?
Yeah.
Because I always say this. We were supposed to, as a team, watch that together that weekend. And I came back and I did my work that you asked me to do because we said we're going to watch it and talk about it.
Now,
and you came back that weekend and you never had watched it, even though you said you were going to. And I was the fool. I was the fool who watched them all. And I can't get that time back.
you're a great person, Nikki.
So I just want you to stop throwing that out there like I chose to.
Nope.
I did not.
I'm going to keep throwing it out there.
Don't buy the Karate Kid, though. Come on.
I've got some bad news.
You already bought it.
I got it on Saturday. I just wanted to see. I wanted an unbiased.
You
look
wanted to
at
feel
what
the
you would
room?
say. Yeah.
The Riot is the radio equivalent of Taco Bell meat. RadioU.
Nikki, do you know what happens this week?
This week, Avengers is out.
Mortal Kombat!
But it's the game, right?
Mortal Kombat 11.
I've been seeing the trailers.
It goes to 11, Nikki.
Dude, we should totally try to plan a Obadiah Plays, and let's play together.
Yeah, but you know we won't.
Why? We can do that. Now, that's a downer attitude, okay? That right there.
Are you coming over to play?
I might. Why can't we meet halfway in between?
No, so here's what that means. That means I have to
come over?
That means I have to go home and completely disassemble
your setup.
Everything.
Yeah.
I have to bring it all here.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Set it all back up.
No, I would go over there.
No, you won't.
I would.
No, you won't.
You're saying that? You're speaking for me?
I am.
Okay, now we're going to have this stream at a different time, though, because it's not going to be like in the evening. I'm not going over.
See?
How's 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Everybody's at work or class, but I'd still come over.
See?
I'll bring a snack.
And the other thing is, like, is it a Redbox? Because I'm not buying it.
You don't want to buy the new Mortal Kombat? Is it a full game or what? What else it would be? I mean, like full price. Is it like $60?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I think 40 is what it should be. Like, I think it should be less than that.
Yeah, no.
It's not anything revolutionary. It is still just Mortal Kombat.
You know, Nikki, everything you're saying is stuff that they don't want to hear from you.
Well, it's true, though.
They don't think it is.
I think $60 games or above should be only new innovative games.
It is.
New innovative games, not like a prequel or all that stuff.
Nikki, they think it is new and innovative. They're like, you know what? Wait till you see how you can rip the thing out of and you beat them with their own what's that thing? Spinal cord. You beat them with their own spinal cord. It's hilarious.
You're going to love it.
So,
well, I'm offering to play Mortal Kombat this week.
Okay, then if you want to pick it up, you can get it for the PS4 or the Xbox One and just bring it by and I'll get it all set up.
Well, why? If I come over, shouldn't you get it then? Like, that's your portion of it? I've never done Redbox before. I'm not ready yet.
Well,
I'm not ready.
I just went to Redbox's app and they don't have it.
Yet. Well, when does it come out, you said?
Today.
Well, it's early in the day. Might not be there till later.
Maybe by, later
I'll
this
know
afternoon.
when it comes out when I walk past the Redbox thing and it starts screaming at me, Mortal Kombat! Like, oh, it's in there.
I could probably...
I'll hear its cry.
All right. A couple times I've gone to a family video to rent a game that Redbox didn't have, but here's what I think is really funny. This family video that I've been going to, they're going to close real soon. I know they are because...
The writing's on the wall.
They're like, we open at noon, and I'll go down there like 12:30. They're not open. It's like, we open at noon. I've driven by at 3 o'clock.
Not open.
They're not open. When you're a business that you're not keeping your posted hours, it's not good.
Well... Nighttime, though, I'm sure, is when people are going to rent movies.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's just that's not the time.
That's when they go to rent the Mortal Kombats.
So we could do that, or we could just take our time, and when we feel like playing in a couple of weeks, we could totally do it.
Ding, 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 ding.
I want to. I haven't played Mortal Kombat since their app.
They had an app?
Yeah, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, I thought so.
Boy, that is...
Because someone was, like, judging me. They're like, you have that and you're playing that? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? It's wonderful.
Watch this. You rip this guy's heart out of his chest and then you show it to him before he dies. Like,
that's the key part.
Not everybody gets a chance to see their own heart. Look at it.
So I liked that feature.
Cleveland celebrates failure with a parade. We celebrate failure with the worst of the riots.
Zach, the night guy, the sports guy, I just never imagined that his family was real.
He has a sister.
Or that they were like normal contributing members of society.
And they are.
And here is Zach's sister, Christina. Wait, is it Christina?
Yeah, Christina.
And you're an RN?
Yes.
Okay. I've worked with
Your
Zach.
Your parents must be proud.
Yeah. I've worked with Zach all these years, and I just can't imagine that someone in his family could be as intelligent or successful. That you're an RN. That's amazing.
Thanks.
So, but you've got little hints of Zach in you. Because you stopped by with something for us. What is this?
I did. Zach texted me when you guys were talking about some books on the radio. I happened to be sleeping, so I missed it because I was getting ready for my shift. And he told me you guys were talking about the Warriors, so I decided to bring some books in.
So this was last week. We've never heard of these books, but isn't there like 200 or something
There's
of
so
them?
Many.
But there are these warrior books, and they're featuring cats. Like, that's the characters.
Now, you called them just the Warriors, but we thought it was Warrior Cats.
Well, the Warriors is the title of
this
the
is
series.
Showing us how much you know too.
Yeah,
we're going on a deep dive. Don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. You're in.
It's been a while since I've read the books, but from what I can remember, the cats, they become warriors, and there's a bunch of different clans.
Yeah, of course.
Of course there is. It makes sense, doesn't it? And so, are these the first two books?
Yeah, those are the first two books.
In all of the books, these are the first?
Yeah, those are the first two.
Okay, because when we started to look into it, there's all these side rabbit trails of books, and so we couldn't tell. Cat trails, you're right, cat trails. And so we couldn't tell, what's the first book? So these are it.
Yeah, those are the first two. I actually, when I first started reading them when I was younger, I started reading, I had picked up the second book at the library, so I read that one first and then finished that series, and I went back and read the first one.
How many out of this series would you say maybe you've read?
Please say all of them.
I haven't read all of them. Because they've started making new ones. I haven't gotten.
You haven't gotten those?
Yeah, because I like to go back from the beginning and then read them all. So I've probably read the first series probably 5 or 6 times.
Woo! So do you suggest we read them? Because everybody said we have to read them, and we never even heard about these books.
I mean, I really like them. It's a pretty easy read. I can read a book in a day, so it's not that long. but
not-
I would recommend it.
Okay.
It's entertaining.
Even with Obi's allergies,
Yeah, right.
he can still read these.
Now, in some of the questions I have, can all cats become warriors, or is this just a special kind of cat?
Well, there's like rules like that the warriors have to follow
Absolutely,
to be
there
within
are.
the clan, and like one of the major ones, like the cat that like the story revolves around in the first series. He starts out as what they call like a kitty pet, which is like a house pet. And you have to, the main thing is you have to reject the life of a kitty pet to be.
No, I'm taking you very seriously right now.
He's digesting it. He's digesting it.
Don't let my face
And sometimes
tell you
it's not
otherwise.
just this book. Sometimes
I'm
when
really absorbing this.
Sometimes when you take a premise of a movie or a book or a game and you say it out loud, it can sound silly. It's not just this.
So, are you saying these books are kitty pet shaming?
Yes.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be having cat pets.
So this is a series of books that some feral cats wrote, trying to put down all those cats that have a home.
I think like there was some guy who wrote the beginning ones, but now they're just written by random people. Like they're like, here, this person writes this one, and they just have a bunch of writers.
Yeah, I think it's a group of authors.
But they all share one name. So, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
Aaron
a thing?
Hunter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it still goes under that.
Okay.
Well, of course, it's Aaron Hunter for the cats, for warriors.
warrior cat.
It is. It's a warrior name. Do you want these returned when we're done?
Yes.
Okay, we'll bring them back to you.
Yes.
This isn't for keeps. We
I
have to
said-
give these back.
Just to be clear, I said a book in a day, so I'll be back on Thursday to collect
to
my
return them?
books.
All right. We'll remember. We'll put it in our Riot
Hilarious.
library for our next book month.
Well, this is exciting. You're married?
Yes.
Okay. Did your husband know about this before, or is this something you told him after?
Yes, he knows about it. Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
I only own the first two series.
Okay. Do you have any cats
Are
at
you
home?
talking physical
No.
copies or digital? Like,
Physical.
Physical. Okay.
No.
Digitally, we can
no
own
cats.
them all.
We have dog.
Okay, because like if you have a cat and you were, reading a book that's obviously kitty pet shaming, I would feel like that's a real conflict of interest.
So she has a dog.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if there's a dog series.
Wait. In the books, where are dogs at? Are they the enemy? Or are they?
Well, I mean-
they talk about how stupid they are, huh?
No, they don't. No, they don't talk about how stupid they are. They are in the books, but there's no like communication between cats and dogs.
Okay, just antagonism.
Like obviously, the cats run from the dogs.
Okay, all right. And I want to read that dog series, man.
Well, who gets the first one? So, step on up.
I'm gonna
let
you start, Nikki.
I
Yeah,
can
'cause
do that.
Nikki
I
will
have a
read
cat.
both of those in half an hour.
I
She's
can
a
read
speed
this.
reader. All right. Well, Nikki, we'll take your book report tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll come back. Give me a few. But thank you for bringing them in.
Yeah,
Yes.
no problem.
Last week, again, we talked about these Warriors cats books, and that we have the first two now.
All right.
They're like from the early 2000s, so they're there.
I can't wait to
I
hear
know you're
what
so
you think about it.
excited.
I'm excited to hear what you think about it.
Ever wonder what Nikki is doing when she isn't rioting?
Find her Twitter feed at riot.radiou.com.
Obadiah's is there too, but who cares what he's doing?
I can't.
Listen, I didn't want to
I
fight while Zach's
can't.
sister was here.
I cannot.
We said that we would
We
read
didn't.
the cat books
No.
last week.
We didn't say
we
that.
did say that. I'm sure we did.
Oh,
Everybody
here we go.
wants-
I'm sure we did.
Listen, I'm sorry,
I'm
guys.
sure.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting, so bear with us. But we have to read the cat book, at least the first one, even if it says as a joke. But I'm sure
What's it
everybody really
called?
likes
Warriors?
it. I can't tell which is the first. Hang on.
I think it's the one the dog ate.
Into the Wild is the first book, and again, these are old books. It's from 2003. At least
Into
the jacket
Wild,
art is.
Aaron Hunter.
I think we should both read the book. You're not reading anything else, are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I think we could squeeze this in, don't you?
No. Okay, I can't listen.
Can't you just read it to read it? It's fast. It isn't very. It's not. It's like a young adult book. It's not going to take you long.
First off, we covered earlier, like I mature slower than other people. All right.
I need longer.
So like, don't just assume that I'll be able to like read like other, young
I think
adults.
we should read the first book and then give an honest review
No,
of
then
it.
you're just gonna library shame me because I don't read it fast enough.
That's not what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you are because okay.
I'll give you the book. I'll read it, and then I'll give you the book.
I don't want to read it.
It's for the show. It's work. It could count during work time.
Nikki,
I'll read it at lunch, and then I'll give it to you.
Nikki, I have, oh gosh, boy, don't Google Into the Wild.
Why? Is that the one movie?
Let me tell you, I'm just going to tell you, there is some very not good books.
Don't tell people.
Called Into the Wild. Oh my gosh, look at this. There's only 5 copies available at the library, and I'm 5th in line.
Whoa. You'll get that anytime.
Nikki, she said she has a dog, so I can't hold that book. I'll have an allergic reaction.
No, I'll read this, and I'll get it to you by Friday or whenever, and you take it for the weekend.
Yeah, that's...
Warriors Into the Wild, a book from 2000s that is about cats and stuff. That's your weekend.
Okay, here's the deal.
What?
I have Friday off. I'm going out of town this weekend.
Perfect. What do you need when you go out of town? What do you need? You're always I need a book to travel with. And you can feel the book.
Listen.
How long has it been since we held a book in our hands?
Yesterday.
Well... It's been longer for me, but I think you should take it on vacation and take it with you.
I got to tell you something else, too. Are you listening really closely? I cannot seriously spend time reading dialogue between 2 cats.
There's a lot of cats in here. It's going to be more than 2.
Mr. Meow Mix and Mr. Meowgie are fighting each other.
That's not the names. It's all claws.
Tiger Claw and Meowgie.
So Tim says, Obi, do it or else.
Or else what?
He's going to be a lot of disappointed
listeners. Pizza is going to send out for you.
A lot of disappointed listeners. I just think it'd be fun if we did it together. The show that reads together stays together. You want to stay together or not?
I mean, for how long?
We're just reading one book.
We've read books before. I read a book once.
Well, this one is not a lot. I'll read it, and I think you should too.
Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. Here's what we're going to do. Since Nikki's so passionate about it, for the next 3 or 4 days, the whole show, we're not going to play music.
We're just going to read.
We're not going to play anything.
Guys.
We're just going to read. And Nikki, you have to do the voices.
It's like... I don't even want to.
Who do you think you are?
You sound way better.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Nikki, we're sorry to hear about your diarrhea.